I'm Joe.
And I am Lee.
We are the Rewinders, rewatching childhood movies to see if they still hold up. And this time we watched License to Drive.
Hey, you made it exciting. You gave some pep to that title.
You didn't.
Why? Because it's my first time watching this as an adult.
Must be. I think it's my first time watching it as an adult, too.
Really? Oh, I thought you had seen this one.
I have. Not as an adult.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I should have said, this is my first time watching this.
Ever?
Period. But we have someone who has also watched it as a child here.
Yes.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, I'm back.
Mark is back to help us with this Corey movie product. The Corey, excuse me.
A little bit of heavy lifting with both Coreys in the film.
Corey Haim really was the star of this movie, and Corey Feldman was just around.
Corey Feldman is acting in this movie like he acts still right now. Like
insane,
drunk,
high,
yes,
all the above.
Yep.
Corey Haim's kind of a snoozer in this. Kind of.
And that's when I was watching it, I realized I've never seen a Corey Haim movie. I guess. I mean, should we describe to people who don't know what the Coreys were in the 80s?
Who are these people?
Who is Corey Feldman and who is Corey Haim?
I think this was their first movie together. And
Lost Boys was first.
Oh, okay, Lost Boys was first. All right. So they are a teen heartthrob duo that in the late 80s and early 90s ran about the Hollywood scene.
Yeah, really. That's why they became best friends on movie sets, and then they had like Teen Beat, Heart magazine.
Yep, Bop.
Whatever teen magazines were in the 80s, and it was really just the 80s. I know, maybe early 90s. Just like any teen celebrities, they started drinking and partying too much, and then their star faded very quickly for both of them, as nobody wanted to deal with them anymore.
I feel like they made like only really 3 good movies, quote unquote good movies.
Good movies? Oh, okay.
and then they went to like the B movies pretty quickly, and then vroom, gone.
I looked them up briefly because I know Corey Feldman from Goonies and he's another movie that was
Friday the 13th.
He was
one
in
of them.
that. Was he in Stand By Me?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Okay, that's really it. I'm sure he was in something else. Oh, he was in Gremlins.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized, and started watching License to Drive, I've never seen Corey Haim, quote unquote, act in a movie. Besides just knowing about the Coreys and that fun little bit on The Simpsons when Lisa's addicted to being on the phone.
Oh, she calls
the Corey hotline.
Right.
And he actually, Corey Haim did have a hotline that you could call to just listen to him talk.
That'd be something. Maybe it's still out there.
Corey, story, allegory. Okay, anyway, so I have no memories of this. Joe, do you have any memories?
My memories are strictly on the form of, I believe the reason why I watched this was because my sister was more in the age bracket at the time that this was aimed at. She watched it. The big takeaways that I had it wasn't so much about, you need your license, kind of like what the movie's about, but it was more about the guy with the coffee cup was the biggest part of the movie for me.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
And then
we'll get to it.
Just the very end of the movie with the witty one-liner and then jump in a car with a girl and speed away. That was it, really. To be honest, the rest of the movie, I just, I think I watched this maybe the year it came out.
1988.
Yeah, that's probably the last time I saw this.
Yeah, I watched it. I think it's one of them we had recorded on our VHS that we recorded from HBO or something like that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'd pop it in every so often. The one part that sticks out in my head is like right at the beginning, they're telling him about how to drive. And if you hit a puddle, what do you do?
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of ties in because I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago. They've got the Museum of Science and Industry. Well, they had it's like an arcade game, but it was like a realistic version.
Oh, and this is what happened if you started hydroplaning.
Yeah, that was one of the things in there. And I'm like, I already knew what to do because I saw it in this movie.
Oh.
So I don't know. That's kind of a funny
you learned
memory
there.
From this. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I think my sisters probably picked up on it first.
But did you guys remember enjoying this as kids or teenagers?
I did. I think my memories were favorable towards it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
I liked it for the most part.
Fair enough. Let's see if License to Drive still holds up. So for me, when the 20th Century Fox logo and fanfare pops up, I instantly think of Star Wars, and so I was very happy. And then
Let down for yourself right there.
let down because I instantly just, oh, fuck you, movie. As we come out to this 2-minute long, terrible Beatles rendition of Drive My Car. Fucking worst title sequence.
It's the most 80s version of that song that you could get.
Baby, baby, can't you see?
Yeah. They got the guitar you can hear in the back. And
bam, bam, bam. That
yep.
80s.
And the thing is that they're trying to do the 80s animation open, but they didn't put any effort into it. It's all flat and unmoving, and it kind of wipes in and wipes out.
Yep, I completely agree. And that is the entire movie. It is flat and uninteresting. The way it's shot, everything is boring. Okay, I'm getting too far into it. The plot. That's my wrap. I'll say that for my wrap up. I'm getting too far into it. Okay, so it's just.
I'd also like to add that in the title sequence, I learned that this movie was written by a Tolkien.
For real? A real live one?
A real live Tolkien wrote this movie.
Oh, the apple fell very far from the tree.
Yeah, I didn't write down the first name, but the last name definitely, I saw Tolkien and kind of laughed.
But did you look it up to see if it was actually...
I don't look things up.
Okay, well, we'll just assume... No, it can't be.
There's no way.
There's no way. This movie's horribly written.
It's the lesser-known Tolkien.
Oh, there's a reason why you don't know about this guy. Or lady. Okay, so then we're on a bus, and it's a slave bus, and it's all dirty and grimy, and then you quickly realize this is a dream, and Corey Haim is on there, and he's sad because he's chained, and he cuts his way off, and he's trying to escape the evil bus driver.
Who's laughing
maniacally. Yes. I'm going to refer to I don't know their character names. I think one is Les, and the other one is Gumby. So I'm just going to refer to them as Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
That's fine.
Because...
I'm just going to refer to them as Corey and Corey.
I'm already quickly forgetting them.
All right.
He wipes the grime off the window and he sees Heather Graham sitting in a Ferrari, right? Is it a Ferrari? It's a red Ferrari. It's Magnum PI's car.
Yeah, this one, they didn't say the name of it, so I don't have it
I'm pretty sure it's a Ferrari.
Yeah, it had the horse on it.
The horsey means Ferrari.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Hey. Okay, whatever. And he gets out. He jumps through the window of the back of the bus, rolls, and the bus driver's trying to run him down. He gets in the car, and they race away. And we find out this is in this dream that he's sleeping during driver's ed class.
Yes.
And yeah, then we have that scene where he's being told, because he's hearing the film reel that they're listening to about hydroplaning, and so that's why he hears it and does it in his dream, but with gasoline.
Oh, right.
And that's where he lights a cigarette for Heather Graham's character, Mercedes.
Mercedes Lane, yes.
Eye roll. And then it catches on a flame, and then the bus driver can't make it through the flameage, and he wakes up.
Also, a movie that is about a bunch of cool cars, and they name someone Mercedes, but there aren't any Mercedes in the film.
The only reason why she's named Mercedes is for the end line that Joe talked about. That's the only reason why she's named Mercedes.
Or she's actually a transformer, and she never reveals this.
So like in Rick and Morty, because Rick gave Morty changed his DNA, so whenever he needs to, he can yell out something and change Morty into a car.
Not that cool, but yes.
Okay. But there was a cartoon or something where it was a teenager that could change into a car in the 80s. It was like a one-season cartoon.
It's called Mask.
Mask
that
is
wasn't
awesome.
That wasn't a teenager that did
No,
that.
but it was literally this teenager could turn into a car. Anyway,
I wish I could remember it. It sounds familiar.
It was one of those obscure things.
Yeah.
It's on the Googles. You'll find it. So Corey Haim wakes up and he was hungover, drunk probably that day.
Right.
Or had something.
Coming down from his high or something.
Wow, you got a totally different character off of him than I did.
No, but it's this annoying kid that won't close his mouth all the time. And his twin sister is there, and she's supposed to be nerdy.
She's just mean.
She's just a mean person.
Yeah.
But I can kind of understand why later on.
She probably gets picked on a lot.
She gets picked on a lot.
So, yeah.
Now, the teacher from this class, was he the actual bus driver in his dream?
Yes. He was, yes.
Yeah, and this is a character actor you've seen in everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him around in tons of stuff. Ooh.
He yells at him for a bit, and I think he makes him write on the chalkboard that
Oh, yeah,
I will.
Bart Simpson's it.
Yeah, I will drive safely.
Yeah.
He writes over and over on the chalkboard.
And he even exits the school like Bart Simpson after finishing. He throws the thing down,
Because
runs out.
Yeah, that's right.
He just didn't put a skateboard down.
Right,
That's the
minus
only
the
thing he didn't
skateboard.
do.
This came out in 1988. The Simpsons started in 1989.
The Simpsons ripped this off.
The Simpsons.
I'm going to say it
The
somehow
Simpsons didn't
happened
do
the
it
other way
first.
around.
Yeah.
Somehow,
There's no way that this movie is
license
that
drives, ripped off the
It had
Simpsons.
that much power.
Corey Haim goes to try to get the bus. The bus leaves without him. The sister is on the bus and laughs at him. And that's when Corey turns around and sees Mercedes sitting there. But she gets picked up by her Euro trash boyfriend who's in that Mercedes,
Ferrari.
Ferrari,
yes.
right? His name is Paolo.
Wow.
We don't need to know what his name
That's
is.
fine. But thank you. Yeah, so she gets picked up and takes off, and then Corey Feldman comes in on a bike, and he's like, "Well, I'll take you home. I've been smoking 2 packs a day." And he starts talking with his adult voice, and it's horrifying. What a terrible voice this kid has now.
It's like he's swallowing glass.
He's swallowing glass and smoking 12 packs a day, and just, "All right, I'll take you home. Get on the bike."
Well, you sound just like him.
He sounds like Donatello.
He
for
just
some
got
reason.
here, yeah.
Wait a minute. What are you saying?
He was the voice of Donatello in the live-action movies of
The first two.
the first 2 Turtle movies.
I thought it was like the new ones.
Wait, I think it was only 1 and 3. I don't think he came back for 2. He probably was asking for too much money.
That could be.
Well,
What?
I don't know why I know these things, okay? I just know things.
That's why you have a podcast about movies.
Wow. Haim puts his butt on top of Feldman, and then they ride on home together and have a very short, wacky ride home.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy intense, and he's supposed to be taking it easy on him.
Yeah, but he's going, "Whoa, the car! Whoa, another car over here!
Right.
Whoa!" And he drops him off on the lawn, and who cares?
That just made me think, did you guys ride your bikes to school when you were growing up? Because I did.
I was out in the country, so no.
Yeah, do kids still ride their bikes today, or is that done?
I don't creep around high schools or grade schools, so I don't know.
I'll
I'll start doing that though this week.
Yeah,
and find out.
looking at my lawyer Saul, and he's shaking his head. "Don't talk. I can't talk about it. Okay, I can't talk about it right
All
now.
right.
I have an ongoing investigation
You got it. 500 yards from all bicycles.
Right,
in schools. Yeah, no, I'd assume not because kids are all punks nowadays.
right.
They're all going to school on those mechanical 2-wheeled hoverboards.
Yeah.
Oh, the Chinese hoverboards that catch on fire.
Getting thrown into the ground.
Those things. They're not hoverboards. They have wheels. They're touching the ground. They're not hoverboards. Marty McFly had a hoverboard. You, sir,
What?
do not have a
That's
hoverboard.
it's the
kids.
name
I
of the
know.
device.
And I hate it. Oh, it's something else.
It's the hoverboard.
Yeah.
Or the
Perfect.
hoverboard.
There you go.
Hoover.
Okay, so now we're introduced to Corey Haim's family, and Carol Kane is the mom.
Yay.
And she's completely wasted in this movie.
Yep.
But
yay.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, yay. And she's pregnant. We have the dad. Oh, that's right. The dad is outside, and they see that they have a caddy out front, and it's Haim's grandpa's. They're taking care of it because Grandpa is protective of that car, and he's borrowing the dad's car. I believe Beamer, right?
Yes,
BMW. Okay.
Yep.
So they have this awesome caddy sitting in the front.
It's only got 20,000 miles, and it's 16 years old.
Wow.
That's not very much driving right there.
Well, that's an old person.
Yeah.
He just drove to church and back.
Right.
But it's his baby is the idea.
Yep.
They ask if they can borrow it, and that's when the dad says, "You don't have a license yet.
Right.
A license to drive."
We have a name.
Get out of my head.
They're having dinner.
Dinner, yes.
Yeah, because Corey Feldman says, "I'll come back. We're going to a party later that night." And
Mom has a huge plate of
Yeah.
mashed potatoes with ketchup on it.
I was waiting for her to start to mold it into Devil's Tower.
This means something.
Means something.
Wrong movie.
Or starts to mold it into the face of Corey Haim, and then just starts stabbing it with the butter knife. And then the kids just, "Mom," and she's like, "Oh, I just have working on some aggression." It stares at Corey
And eats the
Yeah.
potato.
Yeah. Anyway, then we just get the scene where basically the sister is a commie.
Her boyfriend's
dating
a commie.
a
She's
commie.
dating a commie, so she's taking on and that's really all we get out of this character. She's an angry communist.
She keeps
She's-
talking about how terrible things are, like people shouldn't have cars, and
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because Corey Haim wants a BMW when he gets his license.
Right.
And the dad just like, right, yeah. A kid who's never had a job and you haven't even passed your test yet. And you
Right.
suck. Yeah, you're not getting it. Hey, give me a BMW. The actor who plays him, you've seen him in tons of stuff
Yeah.
too. He's in Encino Man. He's in My Girl.
You're listing off movies I don't remember him from.
It.
here's the dad. And
He was in
my
It.
I don't remember
And
watching
the Thing.
Okay.
John Carpenter's Thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, you've seen this guy.
Yeah,
I really like him.
Yeah,
I
I
really
do.
like that character.
He was good in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then dinner is interrupted by a horn honking as Feldman is outside. His mom is driving, and he's in the back leaning over, laying on the horn. And
Yeah.
Haim wants to get up and leave, but mom yells,
Sit down.
And then the horn continues to honk.
And he's just kind of
continuously.
eating dinner cheerily. You know, he's like,
Yeah, his
ooh.
mouth is open. He looks
Yummy.
stupid.
Yeah.
And the parents finally yell, get out of here, just to
Right.
stop it.
After about 5 minutes of the horn honking and disrupting the neighbors and police being called. And
So what would you, as an adult now, what would you guys have done? If you were in the parents' position and this happened to one of your kids' friends came over and did this, what would you guys do? Would you allow, just say, oh, they're honking the horn, we'll try to ignore it?
No.
no,
You would walk out,
with a brick and throw it through
not
the windshield.
and stop honking your horn. Basically, that's the first thing you do. If you were mean, first
Right.
you do like, my son is no longer going out with you. Don't you ever honk the horn ever again, and get out of here. And now Corey Haim has to stay home because you
Yes.
you have an annoying fucking friend.
So the Coreys can't date anymore?
The Coreys can't date each other anymore. I've broken up
Why?
their
You
relationship.
can't do that, man.
Well, don't honk your damn horn in the middle of the night, interrupting our dinner. Anyway, that just pissed me off.
Yeah. I can-
Sorry, just got a little.
You all right over
Got a
there?
little angry for a moment. I don't know what happened. Oh, where am I? Okay, I think I'm back. I'm back. Right?
It's starting to turn green.
I just want to, I mean, those mashed potatoes look pretty good.
Pregnant women love mashed potatoes. I've learned this
Yeah?
firsthand. Mm-hmm.
For real? With ketchup on top? I guess depends
Those
on
weirder
the
things. I mean, you eat French fries with ketchup.
mood. Okay, all right.
Zing.
We'll allow that to happen. All right, back in the movie. They're going to a party.
They're at the
is
party.
idea.
Yeah.
They're embarrassed by their mom, so they get dropped off a block away. They walk over. They have another friend that's also getting dropped off by his mom, and he's more nerdy than the other ones, and they ignore him because he got dropped off. Mom don't want to be.
Yeah, he even gave her a kiss. He's like,
Yeah,
"Bye, Mom."
Yeah, and
Mwah.
he's the nicer of this trio of
Yeah,
friends.
I don't know
Yeah.
why he's there.
He is nerdy, and these guys are willing to hang out with him.
They just need maybe the Coreys need somebody to make fun of.
They yeah, kind of. I don't think they'd really make fun of him too much in the movie. But
Right,
He's just
right.
and the character is just there. He is
Yeah.
just there. I don't even know his name, but I'll refer to him as nerd friend.
Sure.
But they go into this party and there's balloons everywhere. The three of them are looking at all the girls and are wondering what
Lose
car
her
would she lose
virginity
her
in.
virginity in.
Right.
And they go through it, and then Mercedes walks in, and Corey Haim is just, oh, there she is. And then Eurotrash boyfriend comes in, and he's older, I guess, and he doesn't like to perspire and hang out with these kids.
Yeah.
And so she says, go ahead and leave. Oh, by the way, I have a date with this guy randomly over here, and it happens to be Corey Haim.
Right.
So he takes off. I liked his outfit because it reminded me, he's wearing a Joe dress shirt.
Oh,
Without
sure.
a collar,
Yeah.
and he also had a little ear clasp
Did?
on there. Yeah, he had a little silver ear hoop that was higher up.
Had nothing to do with
Yeah.
my fashion sense
Just,
in
I
the
mean,
90s.
he had long hair,
Longer,
and
not long.
He thought he was better than.
Hey, I
other
reminded me of
people.
Joe a lot. Yeah, I thought it
Joe
was
Cousins.
Joe. I thought Joe was in that movie for some reason.
Yeah, was that you, Joe?
Give us the voice.
Maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe, but don't.
That was the scene where I actually understood that Mercedes was Heather Graham.
Yes,
Because up until that point, I didn't make the connection, but they got, I guess, close enough to her face
You
in
could-
this
yeah.
scene that I'm like, oh, hey, that's her.
yeah, it's a young Heather.
She needs to eat.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
a big giant head and
Head-
little scrawny
yeah.
body.
Right.
Yeah, I mean she's 18. They're all scrawny. Even the Coreys are scrawny. They didn't bulk up. Wait. No, you're right. Yeah, and that's Wisconsin's very own Heather Graham.
Which is funny. How is she so little when she's from Wisconsin? Because
Well, she got out early, so she didn't get enough dairy in her yet.
Right.
So she didn't.
The cheese addiction
She
didn't quite come in.
attain dairy mass yet. And then party's over.
Yeah.
Party's over. Next day
party's
at
over.
school. I think it's the end of the day, and they're talking about you should go talk. They're telling Haim to go talk to Mercedes.
Yeah.
But he's like, I can't find her, and then they're like, he's over there.
Yeah.
So he's about to go talk to her, and Dad pulls up. And what's really funny, he's honking the horn. He says, "Hey, it's me, Papa."
Papa, yeah, and Corey Haim's embarrassed by his dad, of course. Well, he's he's a teenager,
right?
Yeah, and then he drives over there, whatever, and picks
around
up
the corner,
around the corner, so that no one can see him getting in the car. They're driving back, and they see Mercedes walking by herself, and Haim grabs his dad and go underneath or hide a little bit, and says, "Hey, I'll ask you. Can I ask you a favor? You can say no, but please." Can I take the car and pick her up and drive her home real quick without you in it? I just like that the dad says, before he asks, can we take her home in the car? And the dad says, "All right, let's pick up this babe.
Yeah, let's go for a cruise."
That's right. Yeah, let's take her for a cruise. Which I liked. Like, no, Dad, just me alone. Okay. And,
right.
And he allows it, and
as the last favor he'll ever
ask him.
Yeah.
Haim pulls up alongside of her, and hey, where's your house? Oh, it's right over there, 3 blocks away. But actually, I'm going to a friend's house. Can you drive me over here, further away?
Yeah, it's about 4 hours away. No, just kidding.
I don't remember.
It's in Crestwood. But,
okay. Yeah, well, that's 4 hours away in California.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Everywhere is 4 hours from California.
You're probably right. So he takes the car without Dad.
Yep, Dad's got the Pampers.
Oh yeah, he's holding on to the
diapers. Yep, they're stocking up, and he's just got to walk. He's just watching him drive off.
Yep.
He's only expecting him to go like a couple houses down. Or
yeah,
something.
That was the idea. It was just drive a couple feet and then come back. But drives her home, and they exchange numbers and basically tries setting up a date, and she seems receptive to it because he's got a nice car. He can drive. That's the important part of the movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
if you can drive, you can do anything. That's the
yeah. I mean, it's kind of true, and trying to put yourself in high school brain again.
Right. I mean, that's what you think when you're growing up, and this movie certainly strengthened that idea in my head when I was growing up.
No, definitely, and I think the movie does a pretty good job when it comes to that. At least how important having a license is for a teenager. No,
I was never all that anxious to get my license. I got mine, I think, when I was a junior.
So did I.
Everywhere I wanted to go was within biking distance.
True.
And Dan could drive, so screw it.
Well, yeah, that always helps. Is having
not that I'm always going to be bumming rides off of everybody, but
it does make it easy if you have a friend right away.
Yeah.
Well, and that's just. Well, you were then Corey Feldman because he didn't have a license and he didn't really care. He was cool with his bike.
Yeah.
But any pressures for rides.
I didn't pressure.
Yeah,
he was this Feldman was just super excited for his buddy to get a license.
Yeah,
and that actually makes a lot of sense because then you don't have to pay for gas.
Yeah, you're bumming rides. Just like Joe.
Yep.
Just like when I'd go to Perkins and just
eat
off of everybody else's plate but my own.
Oh, Joe.
You want to order something? No, I'm good. I'm full.
Yep, memories.
You having those fries?
Yeah,
you having that little
burger?
burger?
See, you're making it sound like these are the people that I'm sitting with.
Oh,
I didn't want to say anything.
I used to do that. I'd go into a restaurant, like a pizza place, and if anybody left like extra pizza, I'd just take a piece of it, and it was not good.
Man. Yeah, well, you're a poor high school kid.
Or you ever do this in the movies when people are about to throw away their old bucket of popcorn? You say, "Can I just have that?" And then you go refill it for free.
Wow.
No, I like we're not talking about the movie. I'm not kidding. I like that we're not talking about this boring movie. But unfortunately, I got to wrangle it back in. And so he picks up the dad. The dad is obviously pissed off and he's sweaty. And he gets scolded at home. And he's yelling at him about, you can get in trouble, you get arrested.
Mom is just sitting there practicing her Lamaze the whole time, making funny faces.
Yoga. I think she's doing yoga.
It's yoga Lamaze or something like
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's just smiling because she doesn't care really what happened.
Right. Dad's the enforcer, Mom's the...
Enforcer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, basically. Yeah, now they're upstairs, are studying for the DMV test with Corey Feldman and
Nerd Boy.
and Nerd Boy.
Yeah.
And
What's funny is another house with intercoms that go between the rooms.
yes, and that's exactly right. Yeah, they're talking about stuff. Then Feldman all of a sudden hears classical music and gets instantly pissed off. And yeah, they have a intercom, and he yells at. I just remember her name. The
Natalie.
sister's name is Natalie.
Yeah.
And he's yelling at her.
Natalie!
Shut up! You're ugly.
She starts
You're
burping
stupid.
into the.
And I burp into the intercom.
Yeah.
Haha! I'm hilarious.
And then Corey Haim cuts out a picture of Mercedes and puts
from
it
the
on
yearbook,
a poster of a topless lady washing a car.
Yes.
Was she topless?
Kind of creepy.
She was, but she was sudsy.
Oh, his son's covering.
I see. They're in strategic locations so you
Yes.
couldn't see.
But it's kind of creepy.
A little bit.
Kind of creepy.
I mean, the parents let him have this poster up, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Well,
I mean, normally you got to hide your porn from your parents.
There's some side boob going on.
You
in
could
that
see
poster.
you can't see the color of the nipple, but you can see the shape of it.
did you have this poster?
No, I paused it,
Oh, okay.
and I was, how some DVD players have that zoom feature. Yeah,
Well, we have the internet, right? Back then they didn't. This is all these kids had.
I'm just saying.
Yes,
Back
I know
then,
what you're saying, yes. Oh yeah, this movie's still going on. Next day they're at the DMV,
DMV
and
doing the test.
there's a test. So we have an annoying DMV lady with
Yeah.
too much makeup,
Blue
and the camera's too
eyeshadow.
close, and she's trying to be mean and it's trying to be funny, and she is just not funny
no.
at all. And she's
Not
like,
even really mean.
yeah,
just
and
annoying.
you have.
she's rude.
If you
Yeah,
answer 5
yeah.
questions wrong, you are disqualified. And so they're all sitting in front of a computer, and this fucking idiot has his mouth open. And
He's like chewing gum like that. Yeah,
And then he answers the first question right, and like, this is gonna be easy.
yeah, I got this gum right. It's good.
I got gum in my mouth. I'm a dumbass. My mouth is open.
I think the girls must have found that cute, but like if it were like. You can't deny that Haim was an attractive
Yes,
young man.
I had a poster of him. Well, actually, I had a poster of a girl washing a car, and the suds were in strategic locations. But luckily, I was able to cut out a picture of him in Teen Beat and put that over her face.
Yes. So, but I'm just thinking, like, okay, he's like being all cute or something, which we find extremely
and he does
annoying.
that constantly throughout the movie, where he's like has his mouth open. He's trying to be cute stares or hey, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up, girl? Hey.
But if he were less attractive, he would just be seen as super creepy, or
Yeah, that's
something.
why it didn't work for me in high school. I know.
Right? Lee was sitting there. Hi.
Hi.
My mouth is open the whole time.
What's up?
Yeah, he just laughs in a funny
Wanna go
way.
out this Friday? Huh?
And later he puts that gum underneath the desk.
He does.
Ooh.
Little fucker.
That-
Yeah.
Well, he gets what's coming to him. He fails the test. He answers.
He failed some easy ass questions.
Well, he's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah,
I hate this kid.
like I don't even know if he was reading them because like one of them's like bicycles
Yeah,
are supposed to be in the
It was
oncoming.
panic.
Yeah,
You're right. It was just complete panic. Like, ABC, and just pushes a random button,
Right.
not even knowing. We saw his sister Natalie. She aced it and left first out of everybody else that was there. He fails, but then he gets angry and stands up and hits the computer, which shorts out all the other computers. Mm-hmm. And luckily, since she's so smart and they're twins.
how different could they be?
How different could you be? Your
Right.
sister passed with 100%, so that means you can't. You're smart too. You get to take the road test.
Right.
Next.
And he's got the road
Easy.
test from hell.
Yeah. That's the road test from hell, and she gets the easy hippie guy.
Yeah.
Into the easy road test.
Right. She's got a parallel park, but there's like 12 spots behind her. She could easily do that.
Yeah, and he's got construction and other people walking
Heavy
around
traffic,
and
yeah.
all that stuff. But the best part of the movie
The coffee guy.
is James Avery. Is his instructor.
He's not the guy from,
He's the guy.
but he's not.
He's the guy.
I get him confused with
from Bel
another
Air.
guy. I get him confused from the guy from Die Hard. The cop from Die Hard. Also
That
on
is not,
Family
that's
Matters.
not Carl Winslow.
Okay.
This is Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil. Yes.
This is Uncle
that's
Phil.
him.
And as soon as as Corey Haim sat in the car, and James Avery started talking like, oh, it's Uncle Phil. You're the voice of Shredder also.
Who would know that?
This guy right here. I love the Turtles.
Shredder in what? In
The animated cartoon
the
of
current
Ninja
one?
Turtles. No, in the 80s.
Okay.
He was the voice of Shredder.
I guess
Okay.
I could see
You can
that.
hear it if you.
I can hear it now.
Like, I'll get you, mate. I can't do it.
Tonight I dine on turtle soup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did he actually say that in the 80s
Yeah.
cartoon?
I think he said it in the game at the
said-
very least. In the video
okay.
game.
We'll say yes. It was in there.
I don't know if it was him in the game, though.
We should check this out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's pause this.
pause
Right now.
James Avery says, or I'm going to call him Uncle Phil because he's Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
And he says, I don't believe in clipboards or things. All you have to do is...
Just chucks that clipboard right out the window as hard as he can.
Yeah.
And
Probably the funniest bit.
it would have been funnier if he hit somebody with it. And because that's the thing. There's all these scenes happen without any comedy payoff at all. It just... That was funny, but you could add a little bit more to it. But the way it's shot is just dull and flat. But anyway, yeah, sorry.
It doesn't want to make it. The movie doesn't want to make its way towards a full-on comedy,
Yeah, it certainly doesn't.
but it's not. It's still got the funny parts. You know, it has to have some funny in there. It's,
Funny. It's just,
for a teen,
it's just bland. But you're right. He throws the clipboard and then he says, all I care about is my 7-Eleven coffee, basically. And I'm going to set it here. It's full to the top. If you spill it, you fail.
That's got to be really hard.
It was all the way to the lip of that. And
Yeah.
and if a dinosaur came by, it would have vibrated that coffee.
Yeah.
Right off.
Well, I mean, honestly, leaving the DMV parking lot and getting onto the road, that probably should have done it right there.
Yes.
right, and it's
Come on, movie.
There's
We're
not
trying to
even
take it serious here.
there's not even a cup holder. He just puts it on the dash.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
on the dash. Yep.
So
So
that's-
that's a test. And
But that's why it stuck out to me as a kid, because it was like, that's insane.
Right.
That's got to be so hard. And they're on a really
and-
steep hill.
I think we should recreate
That's okay.
this.
you want to Mythbuster this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Sure.
We'll have it extra features.
It'll be a 5-second video of, oh yeah, the coffee spilled.
It'll be a 5-second video of the coffee spilled. Ah, my genitals are burning. Yeah. Now I've got to sue somebody.
That's something else, I think. When your genitals burn, you should probably see.
That's at least a 2-minute video.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
you're talking about the coffee and was.
Yes.
Oh, I just thought it
Genitals
just
are
burned
burning.
normally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be longer if that was the case.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a guy dancing around, grabbing his crotch because it's
So
on
in the
fire.
movie, whatever, he passes but he learns how to drive better because he has a harder test where Dally didn't. He gets his license, but then oh no, they got the computer records back and he actually failed, and she rips up.
Yeah, they
his
give him the license
And so-
just long enough for him to
Yep.
look at it, and then they pretty much just yank it out of his fingers.
Yeah.
But if I were Corey Haim, I would have just bolted out of that DMV. When he says, oh, hold on one second.
They have his address. They have his phone.
Ah.
Yeah.
Just because you have the card doesn't mean it's good.
Well,
Exactly.
it's good enough for a fake ID at the very least.
Kid's not smart enough.
Yeah.
Goes home. Everybody congratulates him, and he lies. He's lying to his parents. Yeah, I passed. Hey, great.
Yep.
But
He
then mom
wants to
finds
tell
out
him.
that, nope, you ripped it up when she's doing laundry. And so he's getting ready for a date with Mercedes. He's making a mixtape with, oh yeah, there's a younger brother there who has blonde hair who gives a shit. He doesn't do anything. He's just there. But he's dancing around listening to the Mercedes mixtape. Dad comes in with champagne and says, hey, congratulations for for not getting your license. This is congratulations for saving me money
$33,000
on not having to buy you a BMW. Hey, Dad, you don't have to buy him a BMW.
Right. You don't have to buy him any car.
You don't have to buy him any car. This kid can go work and get a piece of shit car that costs $200.
I
He's
still
high school
like the
kids.
fact that this father was just
But
going
he
to burn
rubbed-
him, and
He rubbed it in really well.
Rubbed it in.
Congratulations, son. You
Well-
failed. We found out and you lied, and you're grounded for 2 weeks.
I like how when he got a gift before, he got like the BMW hat. And I'm thinking
Oh,
to
yeah.
myself, like as a kid especially, I'm thinking, is his dad really going to buy him a BMW? And they're
He's
making it
rich.
sound like it.
Because the mom has a Volvo.
Yeah. And dad's got a
Probably-
Beamer.
Yeah,
And
Dad has a
that's
Beamer.
all we know. But so I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Well-
I think I pointed that out to my family at some point. Like, if they're going to give him a BMW, I'll just take anything.
You slapped me aside of that.
Yeah.
It's a movie, son.
Right. They yeah.
And they're rich because they have intercoms in their house.
That's the mark of someone
That
who's
is
successful.
It really was in the 80s.
Yeah.
That was something that was very successful. Whatever. Mercedes at home. She's bored and she looks at her magazines where she put Corey put his number in, and she calls him up
At
and-
11 o'clock at night.
It was 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go on a date. And he said, okay, let's do it. And so he goes out, pushes the caddy out sneakily, crushes some bushes. Parents are asleep. You think the parents are going to wake up, but they're asleep. And there's a whole bit where they're waking up His mom
Yeah.
is pregnant. We're not going to go back and forth with that. Just
Nope.
Whatever. There's a couple times when they almost wake up and find out that the car is missing. Who gives a crap? Now we're going out, and this is the part of the road trip or exciting part of the movie that
basically when action starts.
So we're finally actually getting into the movie. Jeez. All right, we got.
Well, it's still going slow. Well, first off, she says, "Can you pick me up in 20 minutes?" But she's not ready at all at that point. So, what girl can get ready in 20 minutes? That's what I'm saying.
Her,
I guess.
She did it.
She did it.
well,
she did it in a half
he
hour.
actually said, "I'll be there in a half hour." But
Oh, we also
Whatever.
forgot that Les
Doesn't
broke the
matter.
fourth wall in this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, he looked at the camera.
Yeah, he's
he
like,
did.
Dumb face.
yeah, he's like, oh, an innocent girl, an innocent drive. What could go wrong? And I'm like, everything.
Oh,
But
I didn't even
it's the only time he did
look
that.
at the camera, but that
It was kind of pointless. I don't know. It
is
happens
pointless
once.
of just awkwardness.
yeah, when was Ferris Bueller in what
Before
year?
this?
Yeah, that's why they did it then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some similarities to this movie, and okay, we'll get into
Anyway.
it. So anyway, let's quickly go through this nonsense of a night.
All right.
So they're going to a club, basically downtown.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to have anyone valet the car because he saw Ferris Bueller also, and so they park off to the side. They go in, and it's a no towing. Don't worry about it. It's a weekend. Who cares? She says.
Right.
They go in there. She sees her ex-boyfriend now has a new lady. She gets pissed off, and he can't get in because he's a guy and she was a girl. Whatever. And
Yep.
also,
So
he's
she slaps
16 or 15. Who cares?
Right.
But whatever. She gets pissed off from the ex-boyfriend and grabs champagne and runs away. Car's being towed. Of course, the caddy's being
so
towed.
the fastest tow in the
Really
West.
fast. They were barely there, but luckily he jumps on and says, "I'll give you all the money I have," which is $80. The guy drops it. So now they have the car, but no money.
Right.
Mercedes is like, "It's okay. I have a place you can go hang out." And they go out into the woods, and it's a peak, like a lookout
it's a
peak,
makeout
but
point.
it's scratching the sides of the car. So you're starting to get the idea of, oh no, he's nervous. He is nervous about the car, this pristine car being damaged. So you're like the car being
You just
scraped
hear it
by
all scraping up.
branches
Yeah.
and whatnot. But they're they're looking over the city, and she starts drinking the champagne.
Mm-hmm.
She wants music. She wants to dance. He goes in, puts his mix in, but
It eats the tape.
eats the tape. As that,
Yep.
Not a big loss in my opinion.
Not a big loss, not at all. But then he finds Grandpa's mixtape.
Which all
Which
of
is
them
so
would
much
be
better.
good for this situation.
But
Perfect
he's
as-
like rolling his eyes, like, ugh,
This is
God,
terrible, and
Frank Sinatra.
slap that kid.
You're Frank Sinatra. She's getting drunk. You're gonna get some. So Frank Sinatra starts playing. She's dancing on top of the hood,
Scrape-
denting it. He's
Grinding her
he's
Yeah,
heels.
nervous
her
about it,
heels.
And my entire thought is, as a teen, now this is when I can understand you be nervous about it, but then as a teenager, like, forget it.
Yeah, there's one point you just gotta say,
At one
fuck
point,
it, I'm going for
I'm
it.
already going to get in trouble from stealing the car. I'm going to get caught. Whatever. Let's just hang out here and make out. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, he can't do any of that as he tries to go back in the car to make out. And you think he's going to get a blowjob because she starts to go down, but she's actually passing out because I think she drank that entire bottle of champagne.
Yep, champagne.
A minute.
And now the hood is dented. So Haim goes to Feldman. Hollis drives it back, and Feldman is a mechanic and dents out the hood.
Yeah, he's got some body work
And-
going on. Yep.
And there's a line that says something like, "Or can your parents hear me?" And Feldman says, "No, we can't. They sleep like vampires."
Yeah.
In reference to
Lost Boys.
The Lost Boys.
Yep.
Well, whatever. And Nerd Boy is there, and now they're asking, "Hey, you have this car, and you have your license." Haim didn't tell them that he's lying. Mercedes is completely passed out in the back, and her face is squished up against the
It's the window.
And they're going to go out to Archie's, this hot rod place in the middle of nowhere. And the only way you can get there, because no trains or buses or taxis go there, apparently, you have to take a car to get to Archie's fast food restaurant.
Archie's Atomic.
You paid attention.
Yeah.
Cool.
One thing when Heather Graham has her face pushed up against the glass, it kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of in the Silence of the Lambs when you find the head in the jar.
Wow.
And this is kind of like mangled and like face like this, and I'm like, oh, that's where they got that idea from.
Sure. Her batteries are just
Right.
are low, I think they say.
Yeah.
So they got to go to Archie's Atomic.
Yeah, they're
and
driving.
there's 5 girls for every guy there.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to go now.
Yeah. Whatever.
So.
They're driving there. Haim is driving really slow.
Passed by
Feldman's
a
in the
street
back.
sweeper. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Just the way it's shot is so boring too.
Right. It's just
Yeah.
on.
Everyone's going around him, honking horn, and a street sweeper goes faster than they do. All right. Just boring.
It doesn't mean anything
It
either.
doesn't mean anything. It just nothing happens. There's no payout.
We already know he's going slow.
Yeah, we got it. Movie. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then somebody wants a drag race. So
Yep.
he's the car next to him's like a GTO, I think, and they're revving it up. And I'm expecting Haim to go backwards because I remember
Marty
Back to the
McFly.
Future. Yeah.
He's not cool. He
Just goes real slow. Yeah.
Yep. He's protecting the car. He's completely anal about the car.
Yep.
Again, you're already in trouble. Just who cares? Just go to Archie's, have fun. But then the creepy part of the movie is Feldman's in the back seat. Mercedes slumps over and he sees, oh, you have cleavage. I'm going to grab the nerd friend's camera. And the nerd friend doesn't have personality, and he only had the camera earlier. Well, he only had the camera earlier for this scene. So he's taking pictures of Mercedes, not the nerd, the Feldman. Taking pictures of her cleavage and undoing her dress top a little bit.
Yes.
And the idea is that the flashes of the camera as they're driving causes an accident. They water hydroplane spinning. They go through a fence and crash it and then stop suddenly in a parking spot in Shakey's.
Yeah, if Haim would have been paying attention in class, he would have known that he had to just let off the gas.
I mean, you paid attention. You remember it forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so whatever, she's completely passed out. The nerd's like, I gotta get her soda and try to help her out. But there's a little scratch. One scratch from that huge accident, which is nonsense.
From that accident and all the other stuff is this one tiny little scratch
by the door, and Haim is freaking out. They throw Mercedes in the trunk.
Yes.
Which is the appropriate thing to do. And they're still going to Archie's. And when they get to Archie's, it's hopping. These 80s babes everywhere. And Feldman hits on 3 of them. And basically gets back in the car and says, hey, I have one for each of you. All right.
And each of them seem to have the same personality, or at least the looks.
They have the same look. So there's all the 3 girls, yeah.
Right. Kind of reminds me of the Chipettes from the Chipmunks.
I would agree.
Yeah, Alvin has the cool one, Simon has the nerdy one, and Theodore has the
bland one, I guess.
The chubby one. Yeah.
The chubby one? Okay.
So I'm like, but it was exactly the same in this. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, they get their food, and then the nerdy guy accidentally opens it. He drops something, and he opens the door, hits the punks that he were going to drag race earlier, as this Billy Idol guy comes out, and they have crowbars and stuff.
Yeah,
and they're from a different movie.
Yeah.
As like, what are you guys doing here? This is a teen 80s hangout, and you guys are like road warriors, basically.
Right.
And they get out of there. They run out. They drive away in the car. The other guys get in a car accident. We never see them again. Mm-hmm. There's no chase there. It ends as their cars T-boned into another one. So they get away, and that's just really this. Okay, that scene happened and it ended. Now we're on another scene that's going to happen, and this is going to end. Mm-hmm. What happens next? Doesn't matter.
They run into the cops.
Yeah, let's just go to the cops.
Yeah. Oh no! First they drive through the protest and they see.
Oh, I guess that's important.
They see that the sister gets arrested.
Oh yeah, that's the important part. Is Natalie took the car out to go protest with her boyfriend at this weapons plant or something, and the army is there and they start arresting people, and they run into each other. So Natalie gets arrested, we assume.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Then they have a DUI pullover from the police, like a checkpoint.
Yeah.
And there's a drunk guy in front of him, and he's getting checked out. They get checked out, and they find Mercedes in the trunk.
Right.
But luckily, the police are called away to go help arrest people at the protest.
Yes.
So they don't get in trouble. So that's another check.
So they're pretty much, as far as the cop knows, they're kidnapping a woman.
Yeah.
And
it's important.
There's some protests over there.
No. Like, I'll stay here. You go or call for backup. Or put them in the back of the whatever. But the movie doesn't care. I don't care. I'm just trying to get through this right now. And then we have the final chase scene as
drunk guy steals the caddy because it's
nicer
car.
than his.
Yeah, it's nicer than his
Beetle.
He's jamming out to some Frank.
Yeah, he steals a car, and then the kids jump in his car, and they're chasing after him, and he puts all his little mini bottles of alcohol on the
limes. His
knife. He's cutting limes.
Yeah,
he was prepared.
Yeah,
like why are you?
And then he's spitting alcohol everywhere on the windshield.
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
just
barfing
going crazy.
and
Yep.
and then he falls asleep, and so Haim jumps from car to car into the other one, and luckily stops it before it crashes in a construction site. But the car has been smashed and dented and scraped, and the car has been almost totaled, really.
Yeah, I mean, up until this point, the car's been pretty much fine. There's that one little scratch from
But
all
then
that,
when
but
the drunk takes it really takes a beating.
it's gone. Forget it.
Yeah, the protesters were shaking and banging a little bit, but
Yeah.
you can picture a more exciting, more interesting movie with better characters and more funny, wacky situations, and it's just not there. Whatever. Mercedes is dead in the trunk as she's just been smashed up against everything.
No, they got her out.
I was joking.
Oh yeah, but they didn't have her in the trunk at that point.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
She was still in the trunk.
Oh, I thought they got her out, and okay.
She was still in the trunk because the guy took the car. So
I
she was in the
can't
trunk
remember.
the entire time. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
They get
doesn't matter.
home. Mercedes wakes up, kisses what's his nuts, and then she leaves. Dad finds out the car is missing, and then also he pulls in. Oh, Mom is giving birth.
Mom's
That's just
having
nonsense.
painful
The only reason why
contractions.
Carol Kane was pregnant is for this scene.
Right.
Because the car comes in, it's totaled. Dad freaks out, but you got to drive me to the hospital.
Yeah, Mom won't let me drive, so you got to drive.
You got to drive, and the car is so badly damaged it can only go in reverse.
Yep.
So a wacky, oh look, he's driving really well in reverse. Gets to the hospital, Dad's like, good driving, but then a crane falls, something
Yeah, beam falls and
at
flattens.
the hospital and flattens the
pancakes the
car,
car.
kills the car completely. Days later, a week later, Grandpa comes by and he's like, "Oh, what happened to my car? Oh, it's a long story." And then the Grandpa says, "It was a long story too. Here's your BMW," and it's completely destroyed as
Same
well.
thing. Somehow exactly the same
Somehow
thing.
exactly the same way. Dad says, "Well, you wanted a BMW. There it is." And then we'll go to Joe at the final line as Mercedes pulls up in her Golf.
You don't need a BMW when you can drive a Mercedes. Or
I have a Mercedes.
Mercedes.
I don't need the BMW. I have a Mercedes.
Was she driving a Mercedes?
No.
No, but her name is Mercedes, and that's
And-
why he has the Mercedes.
He owns her. That's what. Isn't that right? Does he own her now?
I guess.
I'd assume
I
so
don't know.
because she's driving. He runs over, jumps in the car, and drives away.
Yeah,
he does
she-
not have a license.
Oh, I guess I assumed he got the license sometime
I
in the
assumed
week.
he got the license in the meantime as well.
Yeah.
We should have seen it. We should have. He would have been like, "Hey, I have a license now."
Just a
Like,
little-
that's a whole part of the movie, and we don't see him get the license.
Right.
An actual
Yeah.
license. This movie's terrible. The movie ends. They drive, and then we hear Billy Ocean playing.
Yep.
Yeah, into my car. And that's the best part of the movie because it's playing Billy Ocean, and the movie ended.
The best part of the movie was the dad.
Okay, you're right. The dad
I
was
think
good.
he had
Dad
a
was
lot of
good.
funny lines, like when he finds out that Les is in the car and he's the one responsible. He's like, "You used to have a window in your room, all gone. You used to have free room and board, gone." It's just
Yeah, he does a really good job.
Yeah,
He's a
I like-
really good
I like
actor.
him.
Yep. Okay, so I know I went through it quickly, but is there anything we forgot or want to talk about this movie? Personally, I don't. I got nothing besides the dad, Uncle Phil, and some of the music was okay in the movie.
no, even that I don't even know.
Some of it, I said
Yeah. It was all very 80s.
Yeah, the
yeah,
80s soundtrack. Yeah.
But there's movies like you can watch them and like Ferris Bueller.
We
It's
can-
not dated. You don't see 80s when you're there. You see a movie about
Yep.
teenagers. Here it's like you go to the club. The guy's got some crazy hair.
Yeah.
I all that
completely agree.
stuff.
Got nothing, Joe?
This is gotta be, if I were gonna pitch this as how it turned out, to be the safest comedy for your teenager to watch. So
pretty
this
safe.
movie is aimed at parents
Yes.
to give to their kids to watch so that they know that they're not going to, it's showing how doing all these things will be bad, get you in trouble. But if you have at least a bit of honesty, some goodness comes out of it. A movie probably made by parents for parents that have teenagers.
Yeah, like you're right. It's a very safe movie. One thing that happens though is because Corey Haim had to do all these things, even in his test, he actually knows how to drive very well now.
Oh, yes. So he learned. He
He
grew
learned-
by
he-
learning how to drive
He
well.
drive, yeah, a lot of defensive driving. That's the lesson of the movie, and also in a way. But you're right. It's a safe movie. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't go that far. There aren't any drug dealers or
No,
there's just-
the worst is
is-
taking pictures of cleavage.
that was the
pretty much.
worst part about the movie.
And I can imagine like a tight tightly wound person who's like, oh, we gotta go to church, we gotta do this, we gotta do it. Being like, okay, I can bend to show that this guy in the back, he's a bad kid. He's a bad Corey. Influence. And you can tell because he's on the slide taking pictures of chess.
Yeah, sneaking in cigars, even though
and sneaking in cigars, yeah. I mean, he is the most low-key bad influence kid in a movie. Yeah, he burps.
Yeah. He burped and said, "You're ugly" to a girl.
He honks horns.
Yep.
I mean, you could have a friend that's a way worse bad influence than this guy.
Yes, and that's something that you have Corey Haim, who is supposed to be a normal preppy kid, but goody two shoes kind of the idea, and then he doesn't have anyone to play off of at all. Not that I don't think he has the acting chops to do it, but at least in the script to have somebody like that, it should have been something instead of him going out, it should have been the friend stealing the car and then him trying to stop him the entire time. But that now that I'm saying this out loud because I didn't even think about this, that's Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Right, there you go.
Because it's a better movie. And looking a little bit of trivia from this movie, they wanted John Hughes to direct this movie.
Oh, and he said hell no.
Well, he didn't write it. And John Hughes is a writer, and he would have rewritten this whole thing. He would have recast it with Molly Ringwald and
Judd Nelson.
I can't think of the nerdier kid.
Anthony
Michael Hall.
Yeah.
Yep, he would have recast it with them, but they were set on having the Corey's movie vehicle.
Yeah, it's just something to take off the success of Lost Boys, probably.
That's what it really was. They wanted to continue the success of all teenage girls loving the Coreys. So I guess final thoughts. What did you guys think of this movie? Did it hold up? Because I'm seeing it as an adult. Obviously, I hated it. I would not recommend this.
I'd say kind of saying what Joe said. It's just not intense enough to hold any attention. Actually, it kind of reminds me. I can't think of the name of the movie, but there's a couple of them where like a kid has a house party and then just everything goes wrong.
Is it called House Party?
No, maybe. I don't know. I've never seen those, but there's other ones that are like, there's one that's recently that came out like 5 years ago, and it's like, eventually the whole block just blows up. And it's just kind of like one of those movies where...
It's called Project X.
Yes.
I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about. I've heard of it.
That's just one of those...
Exactly.
It gets bigger and bigger.
It gets bigger. First it's a party's like this, and then now this is happening. Like, wait, you brought elephants to this party? What's happening? Like, this gets outlandishly
there's
crazy.
No apes?
There could be. I didn't see the movie.
Yeah, it was just like the intensity. It just kept ratcheting up. With this, it's just like it's kind of like the first. It starts that way a little, and then it's just like
it tries to be with the dream, but then it comes into reality, and then it's just boring. You're right.
Yep.
If they could have kept with the motif of the dream sequence, it would have been at least a more interesting movie.
Exactly, a little more interesting, a little bit different. But what do you think?
Yeah, the car destruction aspect of this, Plane, Trains, and Automobile does it way better.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't need young teenage boys to make that funny.
It's funny.
Or interesting.
Yeah, they did, and then they did it again in Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just funny, like, now this is happening. Now we have to deal with the door being, let's put some duct tape on this, and none of that happens in the movie.
Yeah. No, it never does anything with any possibilities of that it could have.
It's not a cleverly made
and nothing gets
movie.
strung in between the little vignettes. It's just there.
Yep.
Yeah, I say not even nostalgia on this one.
Sure.
No, it's just right. Not enough. You can't. It's not good for nostalgia. I don't know. It's not good for any adult.
Yeah.
Maybe if you were a girl and you were interested in Corey Haim.
Not nowadays.
Not nowadays, but
yes.
You maybe had a crush on him a little bit.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe you'd watch this and then think about your life.
Sure.
But if you're going to see a Corey movie, I think The Lost Boys is the better option. I can't think of any of them, any others that they're both in anymore, but...
I couldn't tell.
I think it's time to get them back together. Sci-fi needs some actors.
Can't. Corey Haim is dead.
What? Dig him up.
There you go. On a donor.
Like always. That was License to Drive. If you want to get a hold of us, email at therewinderspodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at therewinderspod. You can find this podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. please rate and review.
All right. What would you retitle this movie? What would you rename it? What would you call this besides License to Drive?
I would retitle this movie How to Wreck Your Car in 8 Easy Hours and Still Get the Girl.
What would yours be?
I would rename it How to... Boy.
Are you just ripping off my title?
Yeah. Okay, I'll rename it Once You Get a License, Your Life is the Best. It's everything you want it to be, at least according to a teenager.
Oh, that's a long title. We're going to spend a lot of money on ink.
Yeah. Semicolon, the Corey years. And caddies are the best.
All right. I would
Slash.
Keep going.
Don't be a dick to your parents.
Wow. The movie.
Yeah.
I would name it Driving the Coreys, but then my other title would be Close Your Damn Mouth, Son. You're the Rewinders. Thanks for listening.